Hello, my name is Felipe. In this moment, I'm going to talk about the final assignment for the lesson 14 for this course. I would like to follow the instruction from the rubric that I can explain each point of it. So first, I would like to explain the difference between a static class variable and a class non-static variable or instance. So first, I would like to say that they both are member variables, meaning that both are associated with a class. So first, I would like to talk about the static variable. This variable is preceded by a static keyword. So in this part of the main method, I can see a static here a static variable. In this case is game and is null in this case. So we create five of them that are static variables. So I would like to say that the memory is allocated at the time of the loading of the class, and also it's allocated only once in the program. And the other one is instance variable or non-static variable. This variable should not be preceded by any static keyword. So here in this class, I can recognize one of that non-static variable. In this case, I'm putting the data type int with the name variable is y. So in this case, the memory is allocated whenever an object is created, and also is allocated multiple time whenever a new object is created. So it's important to know that a static variable is a specific to an object. Okay, so I would like to show what happened when I try to use this not static variable into the static context. Look, this method is static. So here I would like to take out this one, put it outside, and the programs shows us an error. So here tell us that non-static variable y cannot be referenced for a static context. So we can avoid that error putting the keyword static, and we don't have problems. But in this case, we wanted to use this variable that it can store the information relationated with that object. So every instance of that class, or in this case of object, has its own copy of that variable, but the static variable only has one copy of that variable, and that it is shared with all instances of that class. So I'm going to delete that. Okay. So here in this loop, I'm calling the variable y without problem because it is a non-static variable. So only we put the name of the variable because we have declared the variable here inside. For example, in this class map, we create other non-static variables like int row count and int column count. But in this method, we want to call that variable. So we use this keyword this. We call the variable. Okay, I would like to talk now about the array list, and enum. So in this case, in our game, we use array list and enum. The array, we didn't use it. So first, I would like to know what is that. First, enum. In this case, the length in the list is fixed, but the item in the enum never can be changed, and they will be constant. We use it here in this class base list, and we declare here a new base list, and we put only three items into that. It it is slow, moderate, rolling. These items into this enum never will change, neither the length. So I'm going to use it always and it's necessary to change it. Slow, moderate, or the other one. But we use array list here. Okay, I would like to explain a little bit what is array and array list. So array has the length of the list fixed. So I can dynamically change the item in the list. But the difference between the array list is that the length is fixed and the elements in the array are the same data type. So the array list doesn't have a length fixed. Also, I can add or remove items from the list without problems. It contains the quantity we require. Also, we can increase or decrease dynamically the items. So we use that because it's useful for us and this part of our game. So I create this view. It is assignment one party member to add the names of the wagon party member into the game. So I would like to explain a little bit how it works. So I'm going to run the program. Okay, perfect. I create this methods that I can use it, the array list. But before I create the array list here in the line 24, and the name is names. Okay, so here in the line 66, I create a loop that I can um, receive the names and I can store the names into the array. So here in the line 66, I create the variable j and it runs with the number one that I can use it for the five names I can store into the game. So remember, only we can add five names. So this is the reason for that condition. And this part is that I can add other one when it loop finish. So here I'm going to start the game. So I'm going to put my name, Felipe. I'm going to, here in this menu, I can choose different options, restart a game, get help, kit. But restart a game, I couldn't do it because I don't have a game stored. And get help is necessary right now. So I'm going to play with the game. So the next view is to type the names for the wagon party. So I'm going to choose the option one and receive the instruction to input the first name. So here in this line, uh, this variable is displaying to the player what the program requires. So in this case is the first wagon number. And here I'm using a string members that it can store the name of the player's game. So I'm going to use my name again, Felipe. And in this part, it evaluates that the player is inputting or typing a name. In this case, I do it. So it add it adds the name into the array. So I can see that for uh, this calling. So I'm going to do it again for the next name, charts, and the next one is Peter John. I can recognize that the array is working because it's adding the names into the array, and I can see the array thanks to this condition. So it helps us to see how the array is working. Okay, Perfect. I'm going to do it. In this part is inside that the program can stop the request to add more names. So the last name is um, okay. In this case, I have my five numbers and I can recognize that the arise and or the condition into this method is working are working. Okay, so I would like to show what happened if I don't